The motorcycle world is full of shiny parts that promise power, speed, and style. But here's the truth. Most of them don't deliver. They just burn a hole in your wallet. So today we're cutting through the marketing and showing you 17 accessories that simply aren't worth it. Number 17, cheap aftermarket exhaust systems. Falling for this upgrade could cost you a few $100 and your bike's soul. They promise the world, thunder in your throttle, fire in your sound, and performance that feels custom-built. But cheap aftermarket exhausts are not upgrades. They're chrome-plated traps. They lure riders with $150 to $250 price tags and the illusion that louder means faster. The truth? Those bargain pipes choke your engine instead of freeing it. The thin steel warps under heat, the welds split, and that premium finish fades faster than your patience. Within a few rides, that proud growl turns into a hollow rattle, and your engine starts paying the price. You lose torque, burn more fuel, and fight back pressure issues that demand costly retunes. And if that exhaust screams past legal noise limits, you'll pay fines that could have bought a real performance system in the first place. Real exhausts cost more because they're tuned to last engineered, tested, and proven on real roads. Cheap ones are a false bargain that empties your wallet twice, once when you buy it and again when you replace it. And that's the cruel twist. This trap doesn't just steal performance, it steals your trust in every shiny part that promises better. Which brings us to the next trap, one that blinds riders in more ways than one. Number 16, cheap LED headlight kits. Think you're saving $100 on brighter lights? Wait until that bargain leaves you riding half blind in the dark. They promise daylight at midnight, bright, modern, affordable. But those cheap LED kits aren't upgrades, they're illusions. They flood the market with big claims and small price tags. But what you really buy is glare, flicker, and frustration. Most of these kits skip proper engineering. The beam scatters, heat builds, and the light cuts out right when you need it most. That unfocused glare blinds oncoming traffic while leaving your lane dim and uneven. Weak wiring, cheap solder, and vibration wear mean one rainy ride can turn your headlight into a strobe show. And when the system strains your electrical circuit, you're not just replacing a bulb, you're paying for rewiring, a battery, maybe even a stator. And speaking of cheap parts that fail you when you need them most, what happens when the very controls you rely on during emergencies decide to snap? The next trap hides right in your hands. Number 15, fake racing brake and clutch levers. These flashy racing levers might save you $100, right up until they cost you a hospital bill. They look fast, feel sharp, and promise precision at your fingertips. But those counterfeit racing levers aren't performance upgrades. They're time bombs disguised as hardware. Real levers are engineered to microscopic tolerances where every millimeter matters. The fakes, they ignore that entirely. Their pivots grind, their holes sit off-center, and their cheap alloy cracks like glass. Under real pressure, mid-corner or mid-stop, they can jam, seize, or snap. One moment you squeeze for control, the next you're grabbing at air. That's not a performance mod. That's a crash waiting to happen. The cheap metal feels solid on day one, but after a few heat cycles and vibrations, it starts to betray you. Real levers cost more because they're designed, tested, and certified to save your life, not decorate your bars. And that false sense of style sets the stage for our next trap. Comfort that looks cool, but quietly ruins your ride. Number 14, decorative handlebar grips and bar ends. Spend $50 on these shiny grips, another $30 on matching bar ends, and watch $80 buy you nothing but frustration. They catch your eye. Bright colors, polished metal, the promise of style that sets your bike apart. But those decorative grips and bar ends are a trap dressed as personality. They sell for cheap, but they cost you control, comfort, and confidence. Good grips, the real kind, run $40 to $60 in last seasons. Cheap ones fade, slip, and crack before your first oil change. Add in a loose throttle sleeve or a near miss in traffic, and suddenly that budget upgrade feels like an expensive mistake. And those $30 bar ends, half the time they're hollow junk that rattle loose and warp your handling. Real bar ends made to balance your bars, cost $100, and they're worth every penny. That's the trap. You don't just lose $80. You lose trust in your own setup. Looks fade, but wasted money stings longer. And speaking of money that falls off your bike, the next trap hits you right in the hands, or worse, launches your phone onto the highway. Number 13, oversized and weak phone mounts. Spend $40 on a cheap phone mount, and you might watch a $1,000 smartphone bounce across the highway. They promise convenience, hands-free navigation, music, and easy access on the go. But those bargain or oversized phone mounts are silent traps waiting to cost you your focus, your phone, and maybe your ride. At highway speed, every vibration, bump, and gust becomes a test. Weak plastic clamps and flimsy joints can't handle it. One crack, one loose hinge, and your phone launches off your bars like a stone from a slingshot. That $40 deal just turned into a $1,000 disaster, plus a near miss you'll never forget. Even if the mount holds, it keeps shaking your phone's image stabilizer to death. The result? Blurry photos, broken sensors, and repair bills in the hundreds. A proper vibration-damping mount costs over $100, but it protects what matters. Cheap mounts don't just waste money, they punish it. You save $40 and lose $1,000, but at least that only hurts your wallet. And speaking of false protection, our next trap pretends to protect your motorcycle while secretly setting it up for even pricier damage. Number 12, low-cost crash bars and frame sliders. Spend $100 trying to protect your bike, and you could end up with a $1,500 repair bill. They promise peace of mind, a cheap way to save your motorcycle from expensive damage. But low-cost crash bars and frame sliders often do the opposite. They look tough online, yet most are built from thin metal, weak brackets, and questionable welds that fold the moment they're tested. One simple tip over or parking lot drop, and those bargain bars bend, crack, or dig into your frame, multiplying the damage instead of preventing it. Instead of saving your fairings, they twist your engine mounts or gouge your tank. That protective hardware just turned your $100 shortcut into a four-figure repair. High-quality sliders and bars cost $300 to $500 for a reason. They're engineered to slide, absorb, and survive. Cheap knockoffs offer a false sense of security that vanishes the moment your bike hits the ground. A crash bar that bends costs you cash. A crash bar that snaps could cost you the bike. But if you think the real danger comes only from falling over, wait until you meet the accessory that can drain your battery and your luck without ever touching the ground. Number 11, under-seat LEDs and flashy light kits. Drop $80 on glow lights today, and you could be paying hundreds in tickets and electrical repairs tomorrow. They sparkle, they glow, and they promise style that gets you noticed. But those cheap under-seat LED kits are a waste disguised as attention. Most riders think they're spending $80 or $100 for personality. What they're really buying is legal trouble and electrical headaches. Cheap light kits drain batteries, short wiring, and fry fuses. One rainy ride or rough road, and those bargain strips start flickering like a disco you can't turn off. Even worse, many violate local lighting laws. Blue or flashing colors that mimic emergency vehicles can earn you a ticket that costs more than the bike's next service. A proper, road-legal lighting setup runs $200 to $300 because it's sealed, fused, and certified. The budget versions just look bright until they leave you stranded in the dark with a dead battery. And if you think that's a waste, imagine buying a gadget specifically for emergencies, only to watch it fail when the moment of truth arrives. Because the next accessory on this list burns out faster and costs you even more. Number 10, budget ride cameras and fake dash cams. Spend $50 on a ride cam, and you could end up with zero footage, plus a cracked handlebar mount to replace. They promise protection and proof. But cheap ride cameras are often nothing more than empty shells bolted to your handlebars, fooling you into a false sense of security. Some don't even record. They just blink a tiny light to look real. Even when they do work, the mounts rattle loose. Plastic housings crack in the first rainstorm, and footage turns into a blur of vibration and static. That $50 deal can cost you hundreds in replacements, plus priceless memories lost forever. High-quality ride cameras run $200 to $300 with mounts and housings designed to survive real roads, rain, and vibration. Budget versions are toys pretending to protect you. You think you're buying evidence. You're buying stress, frustration, and wasted cash. And if that sounds painful, wait until the next trap. A shiny upgrade that looks lightweight but shatters under real stress, leaving your wallet and your confidence in pieces. Number 9. Fake carbon fiber parts. That slick carbon look might save you $50 now, but it could cost you $500 when it cracks apart at highway speed. Fake carbon fiber parts are some of the most convincing traps in the motorcycle world. They shine under shop lights, promising lightweight strength and race-ready performance. Yet most are nothing more than painted plastic wearing a carbon costume. Real carbon fiber costs real money, often $200 to $400 per panel, because it's built from layered carbon filaments engineered for strength. The fakes? You'll find them online for $50 or $60, and they'll flex, warp, and shatter the moment real stress hits. Riders have seen fairings explode mid-ride and handlebars split while leaning through a corner, all because they chose the same look for a fraction of the price. And when it fails, you're not just replacing a cover. You're fixing bodywork, controls, and maybe your pride. Saving a couple $100 today can turn into a $1,000 repair tomorrow. The shine is fake, but the bill that follows is very, very real. But if poor strength worries you, wait until you see the accessory that takes away something far more valuable than durability: your awareness of everything behind you. Number 8. Tiny racer mirrors and blind spot mods. You might think saving $60 on sleek racer mirrors is a win until the moment that look hides a car in your blind spot and costs you everything. Tiny racer mirrors and cheap blind spot mods sell an illusion of speed and style for under $100. They make your bike look track-ready while quietly cutting away your awareness. Real well-engineered mirrors cost $100 to $200 because they're tested for angle, vibration, and visibility. The knockoffs? $15 imitations that vibrate into a blur and shrink your view by half. Cars vanish, trucks disappear, and your safety margin dissolves. Those cheap stick-on blind spot mirrors are just as bad. Distorted glass that fogs, rattles loose, or shows the wrong distance when you need precision most. Many riders who upgraded for looks later face close calls, and some didn't walk away. The price of looking fast is far higher than $60. It's your vision, your control, and your confidence. Style fades, awareness keeps you alive. And that idea of shortcuts brings us to a different kind of trap, one that cuts corners not on sight, but on safety itself. Number 7. Fashion-only gloves and style-first gear. That $100 designer jacket might look sharp in photos, but it could cost you $10,000 in hospital bills after one bad slide. Fashion-only riding gear is a trap that swaps safety for style. Walk into any bike shop or scroll through social media, and you'll see thin leather gloves and flashy jackets selling for $80 to $100. They promise premium feel, but skip the most expensive part: protection. Real motorcycle gloves with reinforced leather, Kevlar stitching, and armor panels cost $150 to $200 because they're tested to survive impact and abrasion. Cheap style gloves tear open in seconds. That cool cafe-fit jacket with no CE armor, it shreds the moment asphalt touches it. Saving $100 now means paying thousands later, in medical costs, lost work, and scar tissue. True gear isn't a fashion statement, it's body insurance. You can replace a jacket, but you can't replace skin. Look good, yes, but live to ride again tomorrow. And speaking of design flaws, imagine an accessory that's meant to make your motorcycle more convenient, yet ends up adding weight, wobble, and even accident risk the moment you fill it up. Because the next trap on this list looks even sturdier, promises security, but the moment it's tested, it all comes crashing down. Number 6. Hard saddlebags with weak brackets. That bargain touring setup might save you $200 today, but it could cost you $2,000 when your saddlebag flies off at 70 miles per hour. Hard saddlebags promise storage, style, and security, but the danger hides in the brackets that hold them. Cheap kits sell online for $150 to $200, claiming universal fit. Real bike-specific systems cost $400 to $600 because they're engineered for vibration, load, and wind stress. The budget versions bend, crack, and fail when the road gets rough. A single loose bracket can send your luggage tumbling into traffic, or worse, another rider's path. Some mounts rattle free within weeks, turning your hard bag into a hard missile. Even if it stays attached, weak hardware warps alignment and shakes the rear suspension, throwing off handling. Reinforcing flimsy brackets later only adds more cost and frustration. Saving a couple hundred up front can turn a calm ride into a roadside disaster. Strength isn't optional. It's the difference between keeping your gear and losing control. And while weight and wobble are dangerous enough, the next trap ruins something even more fundamental: the clean air that keeps every ride smooth and enjoyable. Number 5, the universal windscreen. That $70 universal fit windscreen might look like a deal, but it can shake your helmet, your confidence, and your wallet loose at the same time. The so-called universal windscreen promises smooth air and easy comfort for under $100. But the truth is, no two motorcycles share the same wind pattern. Real touring shields, designed and tested for your exact model, cost $250 to $400 because they're shaped to redirect air correctly. The cheap ones? They bolt on with wobbly clamps and flex like soda cans in a breeze. Within a few rides, you'll fight turbulence, neck strain, and non-stop helmet buffeting. That comfort upgrade quickly becomes a noisy, exhausting nightmare. Low-grade acrylic scratches from dust alone, yellows in sunlight, and turns hazy before your first season ends. Eventually, you'll replace it, meaning that $70 shortcut just became a $300 correction. Saving money on something that literally stands between you and the wind never pays off. When it comes to airflow, precision is peace, and peace of mind is never cheap. And if bad airflow can ruin a ride, imagine what the wrong tires can ruin, because traction isn't just comfort, it's survival. And next, we need to talk about something riders buy for protection, but that often hurts them more than it helps. Stay with me. The truth behind that one stings. Number 4, oversized tires and wrong tire choices. That mean-looking oversized tire might cost you $300 now, and another $3,000 when it sends you sliding across the asphalt. Tires aren't decoration, they're your motorcycle's only handshake with the road. Riders chasing wider looks or cheaper prices often pay a steep price later. A real model-match tire set costs $250 to $400 because engineers design them for precise lean angles, weight balance, and cornering behavior. Those bargain or oversized options? Maybe $150 online, and every bit of it a gamble. Go too wide and your steering slows, your suspension geometry twists, and that tough stance becomes twitchy handling. Cheap rubber hardens early, loses grip without warning, and turns rain into a skating rink. One budget set can mean premature wear, warped rims, or a crash that costs more than your bike's paint job. Tires define your control, your braking, your safety. Saving $100 now can cost your machine, your pride, or your skin later. When it comes to traction, cheaper isn't smarter, it's surrender. Oversized or mismatched tires might look mean, but they rob you of grip, kill cornering control, and turn every curve into a risk. Still, at least those tires stay on the bike. The next trap, it's the one riders clip onto themselves, and in a crash, that tiny mount can turn a memory-capturing gadget into a helmet-cracking disaster. Number 3, bargain bin helmet cameras. That $60 action cam deal might capture your ride, or it might capture nothing and cost you a $1,200 helmet in the process. Cheap helmet cameras promise high-definition memories for a low price, but they deliver frustration and danger instead. Real helmet cams from trusted brands cost $250 to $400 because they're built to handle heat, wind, and vibration at highway speeds. The budget versions? They overheat, freeze, or die mid-ride. Footage turns into pixelated blur, or worse, doesn't record at all. Then comes the real risk. Weak plastic mounts. They peel off, crack, or vibrate loose, turning a camera into a flying projectile. In a crash, those brittle mounts can act like levers, splitting your helmet shell and voiding its protection. That $60 upgrade can destroy a $1,200 helmet and risk your life at the same time. Real mounts use aerodynamic design and tested materials, Because filming your adventure should never come at the cost of your safety. Cheap cameras make cheap memories, and sometimes no memories at all. And if fake safety gear on the outside of your head is dangerous, wait until you see what's lurking inside your jacket, pretending to protect you when it matters most. And next, we dive into an accessory riders buy, believing it strengthens their protection. But what it really does is leave the most important parts of you completely exposed. Number 2, fake armor inserts. That $20 armor upgrade might feel like a smart buy until a crash reminds you that fake protection is no protection at all. Fake armor inserts are some of the most deceptive traps in riding gear. They look legitimate, flex in your hands, and slide easily into your jacket, giving you confidence built on air. Real impact armor, CE Level 1 or Level 2 rated, costs $60 to $100 per piece because it's lab-tested to absorb and disperse force. The knockoffs? $20 foam pads pretending to be lifesavers. Under impact, they crumple like packing material, transferring every ounce of force straight to your bones. Many don't meet any safety certification, yet they're stamped with fake labels to fool buyers. Riders think they're covered, but they're not. And when that asphalt greeting comes, fake armor folds first. A single crash can turn a cheap insert into a medical bill worth thousands. The math is simple. Saving $40 now isn't a discount, it's a down payment on regret. Real armor doesn't just fill a pocket, it fills the gap between walking away and never getting up. But as bad as counterfeit armor is, the next trap goes one step further. It doesn't just fake protection, it fakes legitimacy. A lie printed right on the most important piece of gear you own. Number 1, knockoff helmets. That $50 helmet deal might save you cash today, but it could cost you your life tomorrow. Knockoff helmets mimic colors, curves, and stickers of premium brands, yet they skip the engineering that keeps you alive. Real Dot, ECE, or Snell certified helmets cost $150 to $400 because they have tested shells, impact-absorbing foam, and secure straps. Cheap knockoffs surrender on impact, transferring force straight to your skull. False confidence can be fatal. The money saved today is irrelevant if the helmet fails at highway speeds. Real helmets protect life. Fake ones protect wallets. And now that we have exposed the biggest lie in riding gear, if you've made it this far without buying anything dumb, congratulations. You might actually be ready for a real ride. If you want to see more bikes, more gear, and more lessons learned the hard way, click the video on your screen right now. And while you're at it, like, hype, and subscribe. We've got plenty more wisdom, laughs, and oops moments coming your way. Don't miss out.